Welcome everyone. Today I have a new Dota auto chess for 2026. So before we say everything, let's have a look at one of the battle demonstrations of this Sven build. So currently still a 2-star Sven, and let's have a look at the fight in progress. So yes, I'm back to Dota auto chess, and this is one of the best games for Dota auto chess I've ever played. Look at the rampages. Let me put this up. Infinite rampage, and that is not my final form. Look at what's on the bench, and this particular video will be broken down into several parts. The first part is where I showcase the most important part of this build and also how to make it work. The second part is, well, pretty much I'll show you guys the entire replay. So feel free to use the timestamp to skip forward if you want to fast forward to the replay, and let's get into the video. So over here you can see this is a high ranked auto chess game. Everyone's bishop and plus, and people do try pretty hard. So I want to make the build and also the game exciting. So as you can see at the start of the game, we have 5 different legendary that is given, and Sven is one of those legendary that is shown. And you can also see the pool of relics. Those will play a factor, because if you're playing a Sven build without Sven in the pool, then it's not going to work right. Now, to be honest, I didn't plan to start with Sven, and I started with a Panda because with the new changes to auto chess, Panda is now 1-cost unit, and you can start a Panda on round 1, which is very good. And in the first early few rounds, nothing particular, just getting pairs, getting melee units will help you a lot. And I'll make a particular video to teach you guys how to rank up with the early game units. And of course, we're not getting IO because we can't afford it. And it's not worth it to get IO in the very early of the game. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. You can see my Panda does have the increased chance synergy, but it doesn't really do much. Sometimes really, it does help, but sometimes it's more of RNG if you get your first, Panda unit. So at the very start of the game, you can see I've collected some warriors, and what I like to do is by round 3, I like to collect. So let me show you guys over here. So by the end of the round 3, I like to have at least 10 gold, so I have 1 extra income from interest. So I'm only keeping 5 units which cost 1 gold each. And I haven't gotten really anything really good, but we did get a 2-star task. So we'll go forward a little bit, but I don't want to show you guys what has happened. So I can see the opponents are not crazily too strong, and they are going with priest. So what I'm trying to do over here is I want to gauge the strength of my team, and this will depend and help me to determine whether I want to be going with the win streak or losing streak, which is quite important over here. And as you guys can see over here, after winning this round and having 1 2-star unit, I decided to go with a win streak, seeing the opponent's units are not too strong. And I did get my second 2-star Panda. And I didn't go for knights over here because I'm greedy for the interest. So I leveled up and having 4 units on the board. It's a little important to showcase the first very early of the game, because that will determine how your economy goes, how your synergy goes, and that's why I'm spending a little more time over here. We're going to fast forward a little bit, and you can go back to the second part to see the replays. Now the next goal is to build up very cheap synergy, and warriors is by far one of the best ways to start early game winning, especially with 2-star units. The increasing armor and also the raw stats of melee units does scale very well for the early game if you want to play a win streak. And because I saw my opponents are not that strong in terms of units, I'm playing a greedy warrior, so that means I'm only leveling to level 5 after round 6, which is the perfect synergy for interest and also for additional income. Now, having the 2 stars does help, and I even pre-leveled, so the next round I'll be level up to level 5. And luckily my Panda gave me a long druid, and that starts my win streak. So we're technically officially win streak warriors, and we will become unstoppable for a while. I will be fast forwarding a little bit because right now you can see in the board no one really beats us, having a long druid and also enough 2 stars, and also the warrior synergy. Also have a bit of savage synergy as well. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit to round 10, and this is when you find your first relic. So in terms of deciding for the relic, usually you try to build up as much economy as you can, and this involves sacrificing your life for health, or maybe just anything with the loop, the certainty loop that protects your win streak. Or here I went for the cabbages, the magic seed. and you can grow them for a lot of income, as you guys know. I even sold all my units, so we have all 8 of them. Usually having 1 spot is enough. So, nothing too fancy for the next few rounds because I am leveling fast, I have economy. You can see my name over here is completely red. That means I have a non-stop win streak. And most of the other players I've checked are running losing streak, and also they are quite greedy. So, just to have a recap on round 15, you can see there's 3 players running losing streak, there's a mango, there's lots of humans which are very greedy and very powerful, and trust me, they are very powerful. People were commenting on the second player because he already found his synergy for the ultimate endgame with kobolds, having the lifestealer and also finding a Zeus from the panda, and also he's got great economy, everything's working well for him. I'm actually very scared of him, and you're gonna see why. There's also a number of humans, and this player is level 7, so they're playing really well for this game. I am very, very concerned, even though I'm winning, because I'm just warriors right now. So, again, for the next few rounds, I try to sustain my advantage by leveling up and finding whatever purple units I can find, and the double H for Centaur, especially having multiple Centaurs, seems to be my winning ticket to do the highest damage. I am a little scared of the Zeus player, because if I lose to him, it's gonna shock me for over 20 health. So, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit to show you guys around 20. Nothing too special, and here I'm trying to see which of the synergies I can ban to give myself an increasing chance of finding the legendary 5 tier warriors, which is going to be Sven. And I also want to ban a number of units that can increase my chances of finding purple units, which are my Conquer, Doom, and the purple warriors. So I decided to ban the goblins later, and this will be a cheaper way to get things going. So let me show you guys what I picked over here. I haven't picked yet. I banned the goblins, as I mentioned earlier. I didn't ban the Aqua World, no. I banned the goblins because I want the purple warriors as well. And here is when my overwhelming number of units might not be working. So over here, in terms of the synergies, I decide to get the leafy, in terms of the relics, I decide to get the leafy essence because that will help beat the most in terms of overall gameplay for reducing roll costs and also for future gameplay as well. You definitely want this, especially by round 35. You get more IO chances and also unlock to level beyond level 10. So finding any legendary I can find and picking up the units is quite nice. And my leafing essence does give me the important resource to be doing this. And you can see I'm rolling pretty deeply for 9 warriors and then all the purple warriors to at least 2-star. I did find some Invoker though, which is good temporarily. And you can see we started to lose. I think I already lost my win streak earlier, which is not the biggest deal, but it's nice to have the win streak for constant income. So this is pretty much the mid game, and by round 30 we're getting into the end game. So what I'm doing now is finding all the purple warriors, as you can see with Conquer, and completing my 9 warriors. And this will take a little bit of juggling, but it's not that too bad. And especially having the 2-star Sven or 1-star Sven is already enough to do some hefty damage. Let's have a look at one of the fights with Sven over here. And then we're going to go forward a little bit, because I think at this point most players know how to play 9 warriors. Sven doesn't have any great items yet. I do plan to give Sven a blink, which you can see he lapped around. For the majority of the fight he got tossed out and he just have to run back. And that's not what I wanted. I want him to be in the free of the battle. Just to show you guys what other players are having, here we have another player play lots of humans. They're going to go into majors of human-related 6 humans. But what I'm really concerned is a Cobalt player, and there's one player of interest is the player with the priest. This is something I wasn't aware of, but luckily I was careful enough to keep one of the anti-mind control items, which I'll show you guys later. And finally, one player I'm really concerned is the 6 humans. 6 humans, especially with 5 dragons, gets really crazy in the late game for instant casting and also crazy mages. So now I actually haven't decided my build synergy yet. Picking up IO is great, but you're gonna see I'll make a small mistake later on. So I'm picking up as much purple warrior or high rank warrior as I can. So I did overflow the ball a little bit. Not recommended unless you really understand your synergies and your plan. I missed a slot over here, so I'm actually making mistakes over here because I kind of want to keep the Arc Warden to stop other players from having them, but at the same time, I haven't decided what I want. I just want to upgrade my warriors. Giving Sven the item is great. So this is one factor over here. I'll show you guys over here when I took the items out of task. And yes, you can go back to the replays to see the items of choices. The Gossamer's Cape. This is a very important item. Not only this item gives you 25 magic resistance, this also protects your character from getting mind controlled by the Four Priest, which is insanely broken in this particular meta if you play it right with the Ringmaster, because Ringmaster can also be a 2-star legendary priest, which is kind of strong unless you have the counters of items for it. And if you don't find it early and you start to find it late, this will ruin your timings of getting better items. And we start to lose a little bit. So, fast forward a little over here, you can see I'm overfloating the board, trying to get my units. And here I made a mistake. I'm actually looking for my third Sven. I actually forgot I had an eye over here. This is one of the biggest mistakes I've made. I was like, oh, I really need one more Sven. I literally forgot I had an eye over there. So, yeah, in hindsight, it wasn't the smartest. And of course, getting some economy, getting some good items. So, very soon we're going to talk about the item choice. And luckily, I did find the Sven quite soon. Now, the second mistake I made over here is, I'll show you guys. Yes, we did make a few mistakes. Pipe Up Inside is good because we want to defend against the actual mages that will be coming our way with the humans. I found the Sven, which is great, but Sven and also Doombringer does not work well together. So you're going to see why very soon. Both demons will take away the pure damage synergy because you have different demons. You only have one demon unless you have the demon hunters. So having the 2-star Doom actually wasted my gold, and I actually put down the Doom to see how well Sven performs with the Doom on the board. And let's have a look at the fights. And here, because I know I have a lot of mages incoming, I literally go for one Blink Dagger, a lot of magic resistance, and also another BKB just to stop them from controlling Sven, which does happen a lot. So having a demon on the board together with Sven is not recommended. Once I have 2-star Sven, the 2-star Doom is actually a burden to the team. But notice that Sven casts ultimate. He's not doing as insanely as much damage as I hope, simply because he's not doing normal physical attack damage instead of pure damage. And this delays my synergy. Yes, we're still quite strong because the Doom can doom enemy units, and I was contemplating whether I want to keep the Doom. But as you're going to see over here, I take away the Doom, and let's have a look at the fights over here. So I'm doing some testing, but eventually I realized the Doom is just not worth it. So Sven got instant hexed. So this is when I noticed there is going to be a counter. When Sven gets instant hexed or Sven gets doomed, Sven gets silenced, then I lose the fight pretty much very quickly, because that's my only damage unit. I do have a BKB on the Sven. The next thing is to find Lincoln Sphere on the Sven. So look at the Sven with pure damage. It is so much stronger, and it's kind of where you start the rampages, right? I'll put up the volume a little bit so you guys can hear the rampages. But this is the important part. I realized Doom wasn't helping Sven, and I'm planning to remove Doom from the fight. And here, let's have a look what we're facing. So we have 6 humans, so he's already level 10, and we have the Cobalt, which are already finding a 2-star Zeus, and a lot of 2-star legendary units. I'll make a guide on Cobalt very soon, and of course we'll make a Mages guide again for the 2026, because Mages have changed a bit, with the Ogre Mage helping like a multi-casting unit. So let's have a look at 2-star Sven in action. So now this is not the final form, and I've already gotten quite strong because my Sven does have BKB. It's got Blink Dagger, it's got the right items for the fight. And it is also kind of magic immune with all the defensive items. Even with that, game was pretty close, right? But look at the pure damage. It is over 10,000 pure damage on this Sven. And trust me guys, this is not even the start of the fight. So you might think, oh, he's quite strong. Why do you even need 3-star Sven? You're gonna see very soon, just a 2-star Sven is not enough. Especially a 2-star Sven without Lincoln Sphere. This Sven was just doomed, and you can see once I'm doomed, it's not doing as much damage, and it really impacts my gameplay. So the next goal, now that we're immune to mind control, is to find a Lincoln Sphere and then look into the opponents you'll be facing. Some some big ones are coming. So there's Mind Control, which I counter him because I have a Gossamer Cape, and there's a Kobold, and I'm expecting at least one Mages to be rising out of the other 3 Mages. Taking down enemy units and deciding the choices of Relic. Here I'm really looking for 4 Nagas. One of the ways to get 4 Nagas is get Rubik and also to get the Naga Siren on the team with Slaughter, and then getting to level 11 to get 4 Nagas. It is very far, but 2 Nagas is not bad. I do need Slaughter though. So, gonna roll a little bit, finding Rubik, find Naga Siren, that's what I wanted, and now I'm looking for Slaughter, which will take us a little while. And finding another Sven is nice. Always keep the Sven. If you're playing a warrior game with Sven, getting 3-star Sven will be the game changer. So, I got Rubik, I got Naga down, and I purposely kept Mars so we can have the God synergy. And I even have the Wheels of Wonder to try to get lucky with another Naga or some good synergy. As you're gonna see what's gonna happen later. So nothing too special, the Sven is doing this job because right now we're just getting to the late game. And we found Slaughter, put down the Slaughter, and this is what my team looks like for level 10 in terms of synergies. 9 warriors with 2 wizards, so give us 2 gods with the Rubik and also Mars, and then we have the Nagas over here for 2 Nagas. The ultimate goal would be wait for level 35, go for 4 Nagas against the Mages. And then we counter everything else with the right items. So now I'm looking for ways of getting my Linking Sphere. So you can see we're not the strongest, and I try to find the right Rubik, but I can't find anything that is useful. This is so unfortunate, but it happens. So unfortunately I wasted my Relic over here. I'm not wasted, I got unlucky. Nothing works for me. And I'm actually get hard controlled on a Sven. That's also concerning. The positive thing is, because we have Leafing Essence, we're actually taking reduced damage, we're also life stealing when we win, so my HP is actually pretty high, and this will play a big factor very soon, as you guys will see. Now I haven't used my reroll for items because I know people will be dying, and once they die, I can have a chance of getting random items. So, I'm a little bit short to get the tier 3 item for Lincoln Sphere, but if players die enough, we have a chance. So, of course, by round 35 I do want to spend up my reroll for items. So over here you can see Sven doing work, Sven doing lots of work, lots of carry. And you can see I can consistently see other players are defeating my team, and that is the most concerning part. So, I have a chance of rerolling for purple items, but that's not what I wanted. I desperately need a Lincoln Sphere to protect myself against the dooms and also the single target spells cast down the Sven, like the Scythe of Vice. So, rerolling, finding Lincoln Sphere, that is amazing. Finding the Aegis is also great, but we need Lincoln Sphere first. So right now my Sven's items are pretty fixed. They are defensive, mobility, utility items because he doesn't lack the damage. He does lack some attack speed, but that can be solved later. Checking out what other players are having and looking for the last purple item to complete my Sven's build for now. So let's have a look. Yeah, we need attack speed, and here Monkey Kimba is actually quite good, especially against elves with evasion, but here the 40% attack speed is what I'm looking for, so we'll take it. Now, finding more Isles. So one of the ways of building up is because we can find more Isles, and also we can go to level 11 for the highest chance of getting the legendary units like Sven. Not many players are picking up Sven, and that is also something very good for me. So, the fights are not close. The fights are quite close for me, but not close for the other players because they have so many unique synergies that kind of counter each other, which I'll explain very soon. Here we're versing 5 dragon humans. Very deadly, but because we have so much magic resist, my Sven can kind of do the job. And also I purposely put my Husker at the back. Husker does have increased magic resist as he gets lower life, so this is why he's also like a pseudo partner against the mages. But just with himself is not enough, so he needs one more with the Sven. Now, I am one of the players that can counter the Priest player, which is very powerful with 4 Priests currently. So let's have a look at the synergies we're facing. The Cobalt player is definitely one of the strongest in the meta, and yes, we'll have a Cobalt guy very soon. Because Cobalts are very powerful with 3 Cobalts with the latest update or the new update I've seen. So I'm 9 warriors with 4 Nagas, and here we're facing a 4 god priest with some very powerful units and also the legendary priest. And here we're facing double humans. So gods, dragons, and also 6 mages. And here we have dragons, mages, and also 3 humans. Both are very deadly, trust me. They are some of the strongest meta builds at the moment, always in the game. So let's go through a few of the gameplays and see how we fare against those players. I have changed my format a little bit, so the Huskers at the back and units are more spread out so we don't get AoE too quickly. The biggest part is Sven over here. Having BKB, having a lot of defensive items means he can cleave them down at the back. Having a Blink Dagger is very important because if he's in the front line and he doesn't cleave the back, the Mages gets to cast too much. And the right items and the right combinations, we barely survived. And this really makes me like worry about the futures. So everyone's defeating everybody else. You can see no one's losing. So this is the end game, and this is when the fights gets quite intensive. And one of the reasons behind it is now we're facing 5 dragons, 9 mages. And those mages now can crowd control like crazy with 9 mages. And also everyone's got legendaries and 2-star legendaries. So again, Blink Dagger on the Sven is essential, and my saving grace is finding the 4 priest. My Sven have Gossamer Cape, and that's the only thing I can counter the priest with, and it's perfect. The priest can't do anything to me, there's nothing crazy, no hard control, other than mind control, which I'm immune to, and you can see, other players are losing, but they're not losing too badly, and they also have so much survivability. Finding my 3rd IO actually procs me to be waiting for more IOs. So here, finding a 3-star Sven is my next goal. I can see there are players with 2 Svens on the board, and usually in total there are 9 Svens in the game. So I already have 4 Svens. He's got 2 Sven. So 6 Svens are taken out of the pool, usually with 9 legendaries, I think, because legendary does have less total units available in the pool. So it's much harder to find purely with 9 Svens. I can either find 4 Svens and then fuse with 2 IOs, or I can find 1 more IO and 1 more Sven and just fuse with that way, which I'll show you guys. Those are the 2 combinations of finding Sven. So let's have a look at how we fare against the mages. Usually the end game is quite important. We'll talk about positioning very soon. Right now with the right item choices, Sven blink to the backline and try to take down the important mages. Sometimes he gets a little distracted. And look at the crowd control. It is pretty bad. This is 9 mages. And we start to lose pretty bad. So 19 health over here. And that's with the Zeus Shock. So we're gonna fast forward around 40, nothing too special. And I want a new item for the Sven, if we can. And here the weaponry will give me the chances of some good purple items, very important. Nothing too special with the unit choices, just trying to get units to 2-star. We're not really rolling for any other 3-star warriors because they're not game changing. And here you might be seeing what's happening is because I turned off auto-fusing. I realized I turned off auto-fusing, that was affecting my combinations, and I'm going to put auto-fusing back on. Because I didn't want to auto-fuse the Sven, so I wanted to find 4 Svens in total, but I wasn't really getting that anytime soon. Nothing too special. Regroup the units and look for item. We couldn't find anything particular. I think Bloodthorn's not bad with attack speed increase and also potentially silencing the mages. It's a decent item for now. We'll change it later. I even took out the Blink Dagger off the Sven for now, I believe. Simply because I don't have any spots left and I'm hoping that the increased attack speed and also purple item can help. I'm constantly checking how I fare on the other side, which is quite important. I took out the priest player and other mages have been taken out, so now the ultimate 3-player game starts. And just because the videos still have a quite lengthy, this game is over 1 hour, and this is when the ultimate epic battles between 3 very powerful meta builds. I wouldn't say warriors is the strongest, but have to say, we're matching up pretty nicely just because I have enough HP and also have a 2-star Sven. So what we're facing is a Cobalt player that is going to duplicate so many legendaries and so many synergies, which is going to be very broken. And then 9 mages, 5 dragons, 2 humans that is already level 12. Who's going to win? Well, I wonder, right? So luckily I saved enough health. We're going to watch a few fights, now I'm going to fast forward a little bit. So the saving grace is I can deal with the mages. Oh, well, I'm hoping I can. Well, I can't really deal with the mages, can I? Because the permanent 9 mages, the core control is just too painful. So I can't deal with anyone. So I'm the one that's losing now. And now I found my 4th IO and also my 5th IO. I rolled deeply for my gold because I started to lose, but I can't find my last Sven. Finding the final Sven will complete the synergy. And we can't find it, we can't find it. So I noticed that I can survive to round 45, and then with the increased economy, maybe I can find my Sven. That's the plan. Excuse me. Of course, I have been rolling for Sven and there's no luck. I even tried to switch the board a little bit. So right now I have a Blink Dagger on me, and I noticed that Sven wasn't getting to the backline when the spellcasters are casting the most game-changing spells. So that's something I need to be aware of, and I might put on the Blink Dagger for the Sven very soon, as you're gonna see. And yes, getting zapped by Zeus doesn't feel good. Round 45. Gear Beast. So, after round 45, I think there's one more neutral run at round 50, but after that we pretty much complete all the neutral runs, which is something I actually forgot. Nothing game changing, I actually re-rolled, luckily into a very nice item. Now, I don't think this is a game changing item for the Sven, but it's a game changing item for the mages usually, the Horn, which allows you to instant cast. Now, just to show you how unlucky I am, it's been like 5 rounds and I have not found the last Sven. So, the Minotaur Horn I will be giving to someone else. The reason behind it is that giving to Medusa or someone that can instantly have potential to crowd control enemies is more important for me over here. Now, one thing Sven needs is Blink Dagger and also Boots. The Guardian's Grave is the best boost because it also cleanses the negative debuffs, which is something the mages have been destroying me with. So yes. But now my Sven is pretty much complete. Let's have a look at the fights. The final piece is going to be a 3-star Sven. And this player is going to have triple Warlock, triple Zeus, and triple Legendaries non-stop. It's a little crazy. So, my Sven does have the right items I needed at the moment, as you can see, and having the Medusa with silence give us a little bit edge, especially she's well protected in the back. But again, oh, this is the fun part. Look at the rampages. Love it. Yes, the boots does help a lot. Better mobility, more better unit II, and this means I kill things faster before they kill me. And yes guys, guess what? Finally, by round 47, with the right choices of IO and also collection of units, and also level 11, we have found the Sven. And fusing the IOs with my Sven is epic. I was actually pretty happy. And I was so happy I even sent out an all message. And you get to see all the Sven's items over here. The Monkey Kimba, BKB, Bloodthorn, Guardian Graves, Blink Dagger, and I think there's one more. I forgot all the items. But you can see my positioning. The units in the front have crowd control effects. The units in the back are pretty much to stall the fights and protecting Medusa. The Sven kind of protects the Hasker, which is also magic resist a little bit to the end of the fights, not too strongly. But now it's about the Sven shot. So let's have a look at the 3-star Sven in action. Now the damage is superb. You see the 4,000, 3,000 pure damage crits, and his have 4,000 or 6,200 life. Yeah, 4,000 crits. It's got so much life and there's so much armor. So this is the epic setup once you get to this point. It's very rare because the enemy players needs to be strong enough, and also you need to be rich enough to get to this point as a warrior. You can see we also have 4 Nagas, everything going. So there isn't anything too special right now. I can potentially go to level 12 to get 4 gods. It's okay, but our units die so fast and Sven doesn't really use the god synergy that well, so it's not the biggest game changer. We can go for other synergies like the Stampede, which is quite good. I should consider that. And we can also go with the Elementals for a little bit RNG stunning, won't do much. Now, you might think, hey, you just won the game, right, with 3-star Sven, but guess what? It's actually not the case. Right now it's a scissor, paper, rock between the 3 of us. I can pretty much beat the mages, but the player over here with the kobold can beat me, which I'll show you guys how. You might be like, your Sven's claim me everything. But eventually he gets to a point he can't overwhelm even with a 3-star Sven, but the cleave is amazing. Right now I'm the strongest player on the fight, but very soon things will change again. So we're gonna fast forward a little bit because right now I'm overjoyed of how powerful my Sven is, and oh yeah, I'll show you guys how I lost over here. So, 2 ways to lose. One is that Sven getting hard countered and also crowd controlled. Second way to lose is the kobold player finding a counter to my Sven. Sven here is getting hard control, even with BKB. Now this is when Guardian Graves comes handy. The good thing about having the tanky Sven is that even though he got hard controlled, which was really hard controlled, yes, this is how he got permanent control by the mages. So yes, even though it looks like I have a 3-star Sven and that is not enough. The final piece of the puzzle will be for round 50. Rarely do players even get to this stage in most of the high rank games because players die much faster than this. Everyone's so aggressive. You see the 6,000 crits. What you want from the Year Beast is actually the Aegis. Now, very important, the relic that I pick over here is gonna be a huge factor. Now after round 50, everyone's health will be halved. So 15 will go to 8, or like 15 will keep, like everyone's health will get to 1 eventually. And in order to protect your life, one is with the Golden Mango, one is with the Dumbalong. Dumbalong over here means that I can convert my health on my gold into health. Very rare to player use this, but sometimes this makes the game changer between the 4th position, the 5th position, or the 2nd position. Now, having the Aegis means I have 2 Sven now. Very, very happy about this. And finally, the rest of items can go onto Medusa, nothing too special. And again, nothing too special, a little bracer for extra health. So, the biggest factor you want to notice over here is having Dumbalong, because you saw that I actually lost with Sven against the mages. Putting Medusa a little forward so she can be casting her spells. Now I purposely sold all the units on the board so I have the highest amount of gold, which can be converted into health, and also hiding in the corner. Let's have a look at how the kobold player can defeat a 3-star Sven. Just with overwhelming amount of damage and also armor reduction from assault carriers and just sheer amount of damage. Here I think I had 8 health and I thought I was gonna lose really badly, and I did lose. Turns out I only lost 7. So what I could have done is I could have been a little bit greedy and I guess not have spent the Dumbalong, but at the time I didn't know. I thought I was gone. So Dumbalong saved me over here, but not efficiently. But that was one usage of the Dumbalong. We can use Dumbalong again. So this is important to teach you guys about the end game usage of the Dumbalongs. Against the mages, Blink Dagger Sven will go to the back line, and that's what I wanted. So, previously the mages counter me with hard control, but having the Aegis means that I have a snazzer round. Even though the mages can take me down once, the second round they can't really take me down twice, right? So this is the most efficient part against the mage. So now we become a scissor paper rock situation. I can beat the mage can kind of beat the kobolds, and the kobolds can beat me. So it is now whoever lasts the longest and whoever defeats the other players first, or whoever their counter gets defeated. Now I do believe I can beat the mages, but how can the kobold player beat me? You saw last time it's just overwhelming amount of units and also range units, and here he found an even better counter because the kobold player actually found a 2-star Sven with all the right items. So let's have a look at the fight. Now I purposely positioned Sven to the back important to notice for the backline positioning, the Sven is here to cleave down the important casters like the Zeus, like the Warlock. And here we found the Warlock. So double Warlock, but before they cast Golems, they're gone. But they did cast the Golems. So how this Cobalt player can beat me is having his Sven, the 2-star Sven, dealing pure damage. My Sven is pretty much physical and also magical immune, but the pure damage coming from his Sven is my biggest counter. So over here, look at my health. I'm sitting on 4 health and I'm ready to convert into 11 more health if my Sven dies. And you can see I lost. I went to 15 health and I lost 6 health. I would have died over here if I didn't use my dumbbells correctly. So this is one thing I want to share with you guys. It's that in the ultra late game, using the relic correctly and also surviving one more round might make the biggest change. Now, back to the mages, because you rotate between the players you're facing, it's one after another. So the mages used to crowd control me to death, but now with the Aegis, they can't kill Sven twice, right? So this is why I can counter him. He's also got a 3-star keeper, I think. Now, they also have a Golden Mango, so they are very good players. Golden Mango's ways to surviving. Everyone used all the survivability. Round 55. Here, I actually forgot that we don't have any neutral rounds. I thought it's actually a neutral run, so I started to take items out of Sven very soon, and I slowly put them back thinking it's a neutral run, but it's actually not a neutral run. So I actually forgot to put one of the Monkey King bars into Sven simply because I thought it's a neutral run. I realized it's not a neutral run, so I quickly put items back. Now, again, Sven cleaving the backline. The most important part for the randomness against this player is that I need to kill his Sven twice before he kills me twice. Luckily, with some bit of RNG, I beat him down. So you can see the Cobalt player lost to the Mage player, and then I was able to defeat the Mage player, of course. He kills my Sven once, but he can't kill him twice. And he can't hex him, he can't do anything to him with a BKB, with all the right items against the Mage. So this is by far one of my most exciting and also roller coaster games, simply because I went from up and down, and also have to survive with the Dumbalons, and finding the Sven took forever. The few rounds I was looking for the final Sven was just insanely scary. If I don't find the 3-star Sven, I wouldn't have a chance. And finding the right items also mattered a lot. And also getting to round 55. I have not gotten to this far with a ranked game against most of the high ranked players. So, level 13, level 11, look at the Cobalt player with all the legendaries, all 2 stars which are duplicated. The Dragon Magus is superbly strong. He can even beat this Cobalt player because he instant casts with double Zeus, with the dragons, 3-star Keeper of the Light, and all the crazy things that can come. And for me, we have the 3-star Sven. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this guy. I tried to do play-by-play casting and also explain the most important parts. And now coming over to the final part, I will provide you guys with this entire replay to show you guys how I played each stage of the game and also the choices behind it. Because I think this game offers a lot of insights to how you play high rank games and how you succeed in finding any 3-star legendaries like the Sven, this will help you to understand everything correctly. So make sure you check out the final part of the replay. It is a 1 hour and also 10-minute game, and it's one of the best games I ever had in my autochess life. I've had double 3-star Terrorblades too. I'll showcase some new builds and also tricks with you guys very soon in terms of the more autochess games as well.
The dusk is always... The dusk is always ready for a fight. walrus punch. This
Will you
one's
play with
on
Lena?
There's a price on all their heads. Thanks.
Oh, yes! How about another round? Eyes up and shields front! The Dusk is always ready for a fight. Thanks. I step into a new arena. The Dusk.
Ice is nice. Eyes up and shields front! It changes nothing.
Friend.
Monster kill!
Juggernaut stands ready.
Or fists. It changes nothing.
Mother of all evil.
A wolf in man's clothing.
Your god has arrived.
Time has come for me.
A wolf in man's clothing. Time to shove off.
There are none who cannot be mimicked. There are none who cannot be mimicked.
Damnation. God of damnation rises. Is the self, and the self is Zet.
The time has come for me.
Eyes up! Tusker! My blade grows lighter. The Stormcrafter comes. Juggernaut stands ready. Eyes up and shields front!
A wolf demands glory.
Time to shove off. Step lively now. Your admiral is on board.
Cannot be mimicked.
No smithereen may fail.
All enemies fall at the whim.
You would have lost without me.
There are none who cannot be mimicked.
Eyes up and shield.
No smithereen may fail.
From the deeps, I rise.
Time to shove off.
Cannot be mimicked.
Juggernaut stands ready.
Behold my beauty.
Time to shove off.
Have secured our triumph!
not.
We are and I was beautiful.
Eyes up! Let's go!
Behold my beauty.
Time to shove off.
Juggernaut stands ready. Fair enough.
Name's Lago. What's yours?
Time has come for me.